The courtroom is colder than anyone anticipated. The ceiling fan hum blends with hushed tones from the crowd, and tension even emanates from the air. Kody sits rigid in his chair, fingers entwined, staring fixedly at the tabletop before him. Robin is beside him, gripping her tiny silver cross as though it could protect her from what is to ensue. Christine, across the aisle, is calm. But her calmness is deceptive. It's the quiet kind that comes after years of being ignored, dismissed, and made to feel invisible. Her lawyer whispers something in her ear and she nods once, eyes never leaving Kody. The judge clears his throat. We'll begin with opening statements. Kody's lawyer stands poised and erect. Your Honor, what we have here is not a family squabble. It's a war of the media. My client has been misrepresented, his words taken out of context, his intentions misread. We're here to uncover the truth. Kody Brown has been manipulated. Christine's lips curl, but she remains silent. When her lawyer rises, the vibe changes. She doesn't have to shout. Your Honor, my client lived for years in a state of emotional anxiety. What began as love turned into control, and what was to have been faith was transformed into fear. Today is not about who loved more, it's about who lied less. A wave of whispers interrupts the courtroom. Even the bailiff glances up for an instant. Kody's jaw clenches. His attorney leans in close to whisper something, but he doesn't catch it. He stands lost in thought, to the day Christine packed. He recalls the stillness in the kitchen, the aroma of cold coffee, and the click of packages being taped closed. He didn't intervene. He didn't know how. Robin, sensing his unease, slides her hand under the table and grabs his. She's trembling. Maybe from fear, maybe from guilt. The judge turns to Christine's side. You may call your first witness. Christine nods. Your Honor, we'd like to call Mary Brown. Gasps echo through the room. Even Kody flinches, shocked. Mary, his wife number 1, slowly rises, her movements quiet but measured. She seems older, more brittle, as if years of keeping everything all right at last caught up with her. When she testifies, the hush falls once more. Mrs. Brown, Christine's attorney starts softly. Can you tell the court when you first realized that things were changing between Christine and Mr. Brown? Mary breathes deeply. It was after Robin came into the family. Everything changed. Kody's focus wasn't equally divided anymore. Christine did her best to be strong, but she began to disappear. I witnessed it. We all did. Robin's head falls. Kody breathes loudly, shaking his head. That's not true, he grumbles. The judge looks his way. Mr. Brown, your turn. Mary goes on, her voice shaking. I recall Christine crying once. She said she was a guest in her own wedding. That love had rules, and she kept breaking them without realizing why. Christine refuses to look up, battling the tears that want to pour out. Robin's lawyer stands up to cross-examine. Mrs. Brown, isn't it also the case that all plural marriages involve emotional difficulties? That what Christine went through wasn't abuse, but just part of the nature of such a union? Mary stiffens. There's a distinction between challenges and cruelty. Christine wasn't being challenged, she was being trapped. The crowd stirs again, louder this time. The judge raps his gavel. Order! Kody's face is blazing now. His nostrils are flaring as he glares at Mary, his eyes knife-sharp. She darts away from his eyes. Christine's attorney seizes the moment. Mrs. Brown, did you ever accuse Mr. Brown of this? Mary shakes her head slowly. Once, he said to leave it alone. Said Christine was being hysterical, but she wasn't. The courtroom is weighed down once more. Each phrase rings out too long. The judge orders a brief recess. Journalists dash for the doors to fire off speedy dispatches. Cameras pop as the family does not meet each other's eyes. Outside the courtroom, Christine sits alone on a bench. She watches through the window as Kody talks to Robin, their heads close, their whispers sharp. For a moment, Christine looks tired. Not angry, not hurt, just done. Janelle approaches and sits beside her. She doesn't say anything for a while. Then softly, You really think he'll admit it? Christine shakes her head. No, but maybe the court will finally make him see it. Inside, Kody's attorney walks up and down the room. She's creating sympathy. You have to remain calm, Kody. Don't let them make you out to be the bad guy. Kody laughs cynically. Too late for that, don't you think? The camera crews stationed outside zoom in on Christine as she walks past them. Chin raised, no words. But her silence says more than enough. It's the silence of a woman who's waited too long to be heard. As everyone trudges back into the courtroom, the judge calls out, "Court will resume, Mr. Brown. Please take the stand." The minute he sits, the atmosphere changes once more. Christine observes him as if he was a storm, aware of its arrival but unwilling to blink. Her attorney begins softly, "Mr. Brown, can you tell me about your marriage to Christine?" Kody sighs. "It was complicated. We had conflicts. But I never hurt her. I just wished for peace." "Peace," the attorney says again. "But several witnesses, your wife, Mary included, report control, favoritism, and emotional neglect. That your idea of peace?" Kody's jaw clenches. "They just don't get what it takes to guide a family like ours." Christine's attorney leans forward. "Or perhaps they get it all too well." A long silence. The judge fidgets in his seat. The air hums again. Kody clears his throat. "Christine left because she ceased believing in us. That's the truth." But Christine's eyes well up with tears. She speaks barely aloud. "No, Kody. I left because I finally began believing in me." The judge brings the day's hearing to a close. All rise, tired, shaken, but not finished. There's a storm brewing, and tomorrow it will strike with force. Christine exits, her heels tapping on the marble floor, her face inscrutable. Robin trails close behind Kody, their silence as resonant as thunder. And somewhere between the glare of cameras and the ring of that gavel, you can sense it. This is not the end. This is only the beginning. The courthouse steps are teeming with reporters the next morning. Flashing cameras trail through the melee as the Brown family navigates its way outside. Headlines blare from all directions. Sister wives showdown. Kody faces betrayal in court. Christine's secret evidence revealed. Christine strides in ahead of the others, head held high, clad in serenity like armor. Kody comes next, jaw clenched, fist around a briefcase. Robin brings up the rear, attempting to be composed but failing dismally. Her eyes are puffy from tears, and her hold on his arm is frantic, near pleading. Inside, the air is charged with tension even before the judge walks in. The bailiff cries, "All rise," and people stand up. But respect sounds strained. Resentment hangs in the air. As people sit back down, Christine's attorney doesn't waste any time. "Your Honor, before we can proceed with Mr. Brown's testimony, we would like to present new evidence." The courtroom buzzes. Even Kody's attorney seems perplexed. "What evidence?" he asks. Christine's attorney hands a fat envelope to the clerk. "Text messages from Mr. Brown to my client, covering the last half year of their marriage." Kody's face goes pale. "Those were private," he says, eyes flashing toward Christine. "Private?" Her attorney retorts icily. "Maybe, but when those words reveal patterns of manipulation and coercion, they are evidence." The judge opens the folder and reads through the first several pages. His face grows stern. "Proceed." Christine does not look at Kody as her lawyer continues reading. "You need to stop making me look bad in front of the others. If you were more spiritual, maybe I'd feel closer to you. You're not the same woman I married." Every message hits like a punch. Kody squirms uncomfortably, looking at the cameras in the rear of the courtroom. Robin drops her head, trembling. The courtroom is weighted with silence until Christine breaks the silence. "I used to believe that those messages were disguised as love. But love doesn't make you feel tiny." Her voice breaks, but she doesn't conceal it. Her vulnerability is not weakness, it's reality. Kody leans toward his attorney. "She's distorting everything," he whispers, but the harm is done. The room is no longer on his side. Even the judge looks ill at ease with what he's being told. When cross-examination starts, Kody's attorney attempts to take control back. "Mrs. Brown, did you ever respond to these texts?" "Yes," Christine says quietly. "I said I still loved him. I implored him to speak to me, not at me." Then you confess that you wanted to repair the relationship? Christine nods. Until I realized I was the only one doing it. The judge interrupts. Let's keep order. Mrs. Brown, please continue. Christine takes a breath. There was one evening, Kody said he didn't view me as his wife anymore, that I'd become just another responsibility. I went to bed in tears, and the next morning Robin served him breakfast in bed. Robin winces as if she's been hit. The audience gasps. Her lawyer rises immediately. Objection! Not relevant to the case. Overruled, says the judge softly. It's relevant to emotional context. Robin appears to be about to shatter. She leans forward, mumbling something to Kody, but he doesn't react. Christine goes on. That's when I knew. I wasn't leaving a marriage. I was escaping a prison constructed with vows. The courtroom falls silent once more, waiting for her words. Kody can't hold it in anymore. You're going to make me out to be some monster? He flashes. You think you were the only one suffering? You left and tore everything apart. Christine regards him with a calm demeanor. No, Kody. You tore it apart when you forgot that control and love can't occupy the same dwelling. Gasps ripple once more. The judge holds up his hand. Mr. Brown, calm yourself or I'll have you taken away. Kody slumps back in his seat, fuming. Robin takes his arm, tugging quietly. Please stop. You're hurting it now. He whips out of her grasp. You wouldn't get it. The rest of the family sits quietly. Janelle dabs a tear. Mary fixes on her hands. For years, they lived out the roles Kody scripted for them. Now, the book was in flames. The next witness to testify, Janelle. She sits firm but exhausted, like one who's seen too much to be shocked anymore. Christine's attorney inquires, Mrs. Brown, you've known both Kody and Christine for decades. What did you notice during the months leading up to when Christine left? Janelle hesitates. Distance. Coldness. Kody stopped coming to her house. Christine stopped smiling. There were no family dinners, no laughter, just silence. Kody's attorney stands up. Isn't it possible that Christine shut herself down on her own? Janelle shakes her head. No, she was pushed away. One decision at a time. The judge leans in. By whom? Janelle pauses. Then softly, by Kody, and by the system we all consented to. A system that functioned only as long as we kept our mouths shut. Her words fall heavy. Even the reporters drop their cameras for a moment, allowing the pause. Kody appears cornered. His attorney slams the file shut, whispering, We need to regroup. But before the judge can turn her back on the courtroom, Christine rises. Your Honor, I have one other piece of evidence I wish to present. A recording. The room breaks out once more. Cameras flash. A recording? Kody's attorney growls. What about? Christine displays a tiny USB drive. Between Kody and Robin, recorded 3 weeks prior to leaving, Kody goes pale. You taped us? Christine doesn't flinch. No, someone else did. The judge furrows her brow. Who? Christine glances in the direction of the rear of the courtroom. The door creaks open. In walks a familiar face, Mary. She approaches the witness stand once again, her face white but determined. It was me, she whispers. I taped it. The room comes to a standstill. Kody's mouth drops. Robin can barely whisper. Mary, why? Because I needed proof, Mary says. Proof that Christine wasn't crazy. Proof that we were all being gaslighted. The judge instructs the audio to be played. The courtroom waits in silence as the recording starts. Kody's voice resonates through the speakers, icy and authoritative. If she leaves with nothing. That'll teach her to disrespect me. Then Robin's voice shaking. Kody? That's not love. The clip cuts off. Silence. Complete silence. Kody stares straight ahead. Face pale, his eyes glassy. The judge leans back. We'll adjourn for the day. Court resumes tomorrow morning. Christine exhales slowly. For the first time, she looks relieved. Not happy, just freed. Kody doesn't move. Robin's tears fall quietly. Mary walks out without a word, her heels clicking like punctuation marks on an ending sentence. But everyone in that room knows one thing. This story isn't over. The next day will bring even more revelations, and not everyone will walk away clean. The following morning, the courthouse is charged before anyone sets foot inside. Newsmen elbow each other for room, cameras popping every 2 seconds. Social media has already blown up. Kody's secret recording revealed. Family battle breaks out in court. Christine finally tells her truth. The Brown family is already seated inside. Kody appears not to have slept well. Dark shadows are visible underneath his eyes, and his hands are shaking a little as he fiddles with his tie. Robin's face is white, her lips tightly pursed. Christine sits very straight and serene, but her jaw is tense, each muscle knotted in anticipation. The judge bangs the gavel. Today we will proceed with testimony and consider all evidence received. Christine's attorney stands. Your Honor, we request the calling of the next witness, the family therapist who has been treating this family for the past year. The courtroom buzzes. The prospect of therapy records being disclosed sends a chill through everyone in the room. The therapist, a middle-aged woman with warm eyes, stands, leaving her notes on the stand. Mrs. Brown? Christine's attorney starts. Can you briefly detail what you witnessed about the emotional relationship between Mr. Brown and his wives? The therapist clears her throat. For the last year, I witnessed extreme emotional tension. Christine especially felt alone, unheard, and controlled. Kody frequently minimized her feelings, at times publicly, at times privately. These behaviors resulted in emotional damage. Kody shifts in his seat. That's not accurate, he mutters. I've tried to balance the family, give everyone attention. Sometimes intention and impact don't align, Mr. Brown. The therapist interrupts softly. Christine felt trapped. She started to isolate herself from the activities of the family. She felt invisible. Robin winks. Her fingers wrap around her purse so hard the leather wrinkles. Kody's face grows tight. He's about to burst, but Christine doesn't wince. Her bright, tear-filled eyes never quit the therapist. Christine's attorney continues to probe. Can you validate any particular instances that describe this trend? The therapist leans forward, pulling out papers from an intake session. On one occasion, Kody directly informed Christine that her spiritual questioning was inappropriate, that she was wandering, and Robin was the model of faithful behavior. Christine sobbed for hours after that. Robin was in on that discussion. The courtroom gasps. Robin hangs her head in shame. Kody's face is white, and for the first time, the authority he has exercised with such assuredness appears to slip through his fingers. The judge raises an eyebrow. And what was the effect on Christine? Depression, isolation, and emotional exhaustion. She felt trapped. This was not a one-time thing. It repeated, establishing a pattern of psychological distress. Kody's attorney jumps up. Objection. Speculation. Emotional reactions are private. They can't be evidence of anything. The judge waves him down. Overruled. The witness has personal knowledge. Christine breathes quietly. For years, she has struggled under the burden of feeling ignored, disregarded, and minimized. Now, at last, someone from outside the family speaks her truth. The next instant, Kody's attorney tries damage control. Mr. Brown always had the best of intentions. He wanted peace. He did not intend to harm anyone. The therapist's tone is even but unyielding. Intentions without empathy can still harm. The courtroom is suddenly quiet with tension. Christine's attorney bends forward. Mrs. Brown, were these events reported to you in confidence? Yes, the therapist affirms. But they do show a definite pattern. Emotional manipulation was present and persistent. Kody's hands shake now. Robin clamps them in a silent request for calm. But the tempest has opened. Christine gets to her feet slowly. Your Honor, I have one last statement before we can continue. Her voice is firm, though the emotion beneath it is understandable. For years I kept quiet, hoping love would heal what was broken. But love cannot survive where control reigns. I am standing before you today not to demolish, but to be seen at last for what I am, and to make my voice heard. Kody's gaze darts to Christine. Something shatters behind them. Anger, fear, remorse? Perhaps all three. Robin advances, her voice barely above a whisper. Kody, please! He doesn't answer. The judge orders a recess. Everyone exits and the tension overflows into the hallway. Reporters thrust microphones forward, cameras blinding. Christine passes by silently, her heels clicking loudly against the marble floor. Every step is a statement. She will not remain invisible any longer. Outside, Janelle breathes deep. Christine finally had her moment. But Kody, he's not finished yet. Inside, Kody scowls at his attorney. "This is my family," he barks. "I won't let her destroy it. Not in here, not out there." The day continues with the audio recording Christine provided. The court listens to the recording where Kody coldly addresses Robin, scheming against Christine's efforts of independence. Robin cringes. Kody's face is granite. The courtroom sits in stunned silence, drinking in each word. And then the tape delivers a bombshell. Kody's voice speaks of making sure Christine can't get the house or the children. Words even Robin had not known were so calculated. The room erupts in whispers. The judge bangs his gavel. "Order, order in the courtroom!" Christine's eyes fill with tears, but she does not look away. "Your Honor," she says, "this is what I've been trying to show all along. The manipulation, the emotional games, it's real. And it's not just about me. It's about protecting those who cannot speak for themselves." Janelle bites her lip, Mary's hand trembles, and Robin bows her head. Kody sits frozen, realizing for the first time that the walls he built with secrecy and control are crumbling. Christine's lawyer rises again. "Your Honor, we have witnesses who can corroborate the ongoing manipulation. We will call them next." Kody swallows hard, the fight leaving his voice. "This isn't over." Christine smiles weakly. "No, Kody, it's just getting started. And this time the truth is with me." The judge recesses for the day and the family files out of the courtroom. Outside, there is a media onslaught. Every flash of a camera feels like a public judgment. Christine passes by reporters, not answering questions. Janelle comes behind her, whispering, "You were amazing today. But tomorrow, it gets worse," Christine breathes out. "I'm ready. I have to be." The sun shines brightly outside through the courthouse windows, slicing across the worried faces of all who are indoors. There is a scent of faint coffee, wood polish, and expectation, the kind that tightens your chest before a storm. Today is different, as if the walls themselves tense in anticipation of what's to come. Kody sits stiff, fists gripping the rim of his chair. Robin leans in her direction toward him, silently supportive, though her eyes give away doubt and fear. Christine's posture across the aisle is statue-like, controlled but with compressed emotion. Her jaw clenches as her eyes flick briefly to the empty chairs where her children will be sitting behind the protective barrier. The judge bangs his gavel, calling the court to order. "We will proceed with testimony. The next witness is now called to the stand." A soft buzz runs through the courtroom. The witness is a family friend, someone who's had years of watching the Browns but has been relatively quiet, until today. She approaches, her face deathly white, yet her eyes ablaze with conviction. Christine's attorney speaks to her. "Can you inform the court about what you witnessed in terms of interactions between Mr. Brown and Christine during the months that preceded her decision to leave?" The witness swallows. "Christine," she was afraid. She tried to speak, but Kody would shut her down. "I've never seen someone try so hard to please and still be ignored." She cried in private. She begged to be heard, and he didn't listen, Kody shifts nervously. Robin bites her lip, looking down. The courtroom falls silent. Christine angles forward in her seat, her eyes shining. "I wasn't exaggerating," she mutters under her breath. The witness goes on. "There were fights that were so calculated, so precise. It wasn't a matter of disagreement. It was a matter of proving who was in control. Christine was trying to maintain the peace, but the attempt wore her down piece by piece." Kody's jaw clenches. His attorney mutters urgently in his ear, but Kody is not present. His thoughts are elsewhere, far down the path of recollections that now seem public, open, irrefutable. Christine's attorney pushes forward. "Can you think of an example of one such occurrence?" The witness nods. "It was one night at a family gathering. Christine had offered up a new plan for juggling the kids' schedules. Kody immediately shot down her proposal in front of everyone, dismissing her. Then Robin jumped in to support him, reaffirming Christine's ideas were not needed. Christine sat there quietly, not wanting to cry, while everyone else sat there, confused and awkward. A chill runs through the courtroom. Even the judge appears disturbed. Christine gulps. That was daily, she whispers. It wasn't one fight, it was the routine. Every remark, every choice. It was as if I didn't exist unless I agreed with him. The witness nods. Yes, and it got worse. Soon she began doubting herself. She didn't know what was real anymore, what was her own voice and what was only Kody's control ringing in her head. Robin changes position uncomfortably in her seat. Kody scowls at the witness, his face pale and stretched. The first fissures of weakness are appearing, something he has spent years keeping concealed. Christine's attorney leans forward. Did you ever see him attempt to manipulate others against Christine? The witness pauses, then nods. Yes. He'd subtly turn other members of the family against her, even in private conversations. Occasionally it was about money, occasionally about children. But it always left Christine alone. Kody's lips press tightly together. Robin looks at him with discomfort. The courtroom appears to hold its breath. The next thing, Christine's attorney produces a new bit of evidence. A chain of emails between Kody and Robin. The subject matter involves talks of controlling access to family resources and public appearances by Christine. Kody stiffens. His attorney jumps up, objecting. Objection! Those are private messages. They shouldn't be admissible. Overruled, the judge commands. They are directly germane to the emotional and financial dynamics of this family. Continue. The courtroom observes lines being read aloud. We can't let Christine decide on this. It would show weakness. Make sure she doesn't take the children's schedules out of line. She needs to be reminded who runs this house. Robin's face goes pale. Kody's knuckles turn white as he clutches the rim of his chair. Christine sits up straighter, a soft, vindicated stillness spreading over her face. The judge scans the papers. Mr. Brown, do you have anything to say? Kody nods his head. I didn't mean it like that. It wasn't malicious. Christine cuts in, her tone firm and even. Not what you meant to do. What it did. To me, to the family, to all of us around us. Impact isn't dismissed by intent. The courtroom falls silent. The judge regards Kody with concern and skepticism. The witness then gives a final, heartbreaking assertion. I recall the day Christine finally left home. She didn't scream. She didn't struggle. She simply packed her belongings, glanced at Kody, and said, I deserve better. That moment. It shattered the silence that had been choking her for so many years. Robin dips her face into her hands, weeping silently. Kody's gaze flits to the floor. He's caught, between the public outing and his secret regrets. Christine's attorney comes forward. Your Honor, this testimony illustrates a consistent pattern of manipulation and control, emotional neglect, and coercion. The victim here is Christine, but the consequences touch every member of this family. The judge nods slowly. Understood. We will consider this. Kody slumps back in his chair, drained. Robin speaks softly. We need to remain calm. He doesn't reply. His head recycles each phrase, each accusation, each glance of Christine's agony he can no longer avoid. Outside, the cameras record every departure, every blink, every crying jag. The public is already divided. Social media goes ballistic, Kody exposed. Christine's courage shines. Family secrets unraveled. Inside, Christine regroups. It's not over, she breathes. But for the first time, I'm winning. No, not against him, but for me. The court adjourns, and the family leaves the room. Mary and Janelle stand beside Christine, supportive though exhausted. Kody lingers behind, his head reeling, Robin near but far. The tension is palpable. Everyone knows the next session will push them further, toward revelations no one is ready to face, and decisions that will change the family forever. The courtroom is hushed as they all file inside. Today is heavier than any day has ever been before, as though the air itself clings with expectation. Cameras pop, reporters murmur, but within, the anxiety is stifling. Everyone is aware that this session may alter everything. Christine kneels, hands clasped tidily in her lap. She glances around the room, catching the judges for a fleeting moment before darting to Kody. He is tense, pale, barely recognizable in his normally calm demeanor. Robin is leaning forward slightly, lips pursed, her hold on Kody's arm tight, but unsteady. The judge brings the court to order. We will proceed with testimony. Any new evidence should be brought forward now. Christine's attorney stands up right away. Your Honor, we have video recordings of exchanges between Mr. Brown and his wives, moments that show emotional manipulation, favoritism, and undue influence on family choices. We would like to share them now. The courtroom comes to life. Even Kody fidgets. He knows what's coming. The first clip plays. Kody is talking privately to Robin, teaching her how to discredit Christine's views. Cold, calculated tone. Robin appears uneasy but nods wordlessly. The second clip plays. Christine is talking with a friend, her voice shaking but strong. I can't do this anymore. I feel invisible. I'm just a shadow in my own family. Kody goes stiff, eyes wide. His hand trembles as he clings to the arm of the chair. Robin lowers her head, guilt passing over her face. Christine's attorney addresses the court. Your Honor, these videos exhibit a clear, consistent pattern. They are not random happenings. They illustrate conscious efforts to isolate Christine emotionally, socially, and psychologically. The judge sits back, visibly disturbed. Mr. Brown, would you care to respond? Kody gets up, voice strained. I never meant it to be this way. I wanted harmony. I wanted balance. I thought I was making the best decisions. Christine gets up, her voice firm. Kody, balance isn't when one holds all power and everyone else flexes to it. Balance is fairness. It's respect. It's love that doesn't cause pain. The courtroom is still for a very long moment. Even the onlookers sense the gravity of her words. Robin moves uncomfortably, muttering to Kody. Perhaps she has a point. Kody does not answer. His expression is pinched, the first true fissures appearing. The next witness is summoned. Mary. She is determined, resolute. I taped conversations to defend Christine, she admits. I needed the truth to be told because it wasn't about her. It was about all those who endured quietly in this family. Kody's face goes paler. Mary, how did you betray me like this? Mary doesn't flinch. I wasn't betraying you. I was protecting her, and finally myself, from the lies that have been controlling all of us. Christine's attorney presents one last bit of evidence. Financial statements detailing favoritism and disparate distribution of resources among the wives. The government documents are incriminating, leaving Kody with few words to argue. The judge examines the papers. Mr. Brown, the records and the depositions indicate an inconsistent pattern of favoritism and coercion. How do you respond? Kody swallows hard. His voice little more than a whisper. I thought I was doing what was best. I didn't know. I hurt so many people. Christine eyes him, tears shining but her voice steady. It's not about being punished, Kody. It's about understanding. It's about finally seeing that what I felt was real, that I was important, and that we were all human, imperfect, and worthy of respect. Robin stands up quietly. Kody, perhaps the time is to listen. Truly listen. The courtroom is on edge. All eyes are on Kody, waiting. For the first time, he doesn't speak. He simply regards Christine, the burden of years weighing on him. Christine's attorney addresses the judge. Your Honor, we respectfully request that the emotional and financial testimony be weighed well. Christine has obviously lived with manipulation and marginalization for years, and it's time justice was done. The judge slowly nods. I will consider all the evidence and testimonies. Court is adjourned for deliberation. As the gavel comes down, tension lingers. Kody's face remains frozen. Robin's lip is clamped over her teeth, and Christine breathes out slowly, relief mingled with anticipation. In the hallway outside, reporters mass on the steps, waiting for responses. Cameras pop as Christine emerges into sunlight, her face aglow with silent strength. Later in the corridor, Janelle leans over to Christine and says, "You were amazing today. You stood up not only for yourself, but for all of us who've been silenced." Christine smiles weakly. "It's not over, but for the first time I feel heard. That's enough for now." Kody leaves, his shoulders rigid, his thoughts in turmoil. Robin trails behind him, guilt and bewilderment written across her face. Even he is aware that everything will never be the same. Mary grasps Christine's arm tenderly. "You were courageous. You stood up to the storm, and it's just getting started. But regardless of what occurs, you will always know the truth is in your favor." Christine smiles. "And that's all that counts." The camera pauses on Christine's face as she descends the courthouse steps, sunlight sparking from her hair. She stops, looks back once, and speaks softly. "This is the end. And the beginning."